It's the longest-running charity football game in the United States, featuring agents and advocates of the most noble and honorable public service, law enforcement and firefighters. Today, the 40th annual Pig Bowl from Cal State University, Sacramento. Good afternoon and welcome to Hornet Stadium here on the campus of Sac State. With Doug Kelly, I'm Will James, and certainly we are primed and ready for the 2014 edition of this long-standing rivalry. And as you've said a couple of times, Doug Kelly, no love lost between these two squads. They are ready to rumble.
Absolutely, Will. These two sides do not really care for one another 12 years into the Guns and Hoses format. I expect a very hard-hitting football game today. Certainly the Hogs will have an advantage in terms of the number of players, but watch out for the speed of the Dogs.
And it seems to be a long-standing contrast in team style. The law enforcement, the Hogs, power football, Mike Morris's ball club, I formation, not a lot of speed, but big, physical, and powerful. And in direct contrast to the Fire, we all know what Mr. Garside can do once he gets his hands on the football.
That we certainly do, and they don't call them the Hogs for nothing. These are good-sized lads who like to just pound and open up the run game to set up their passing game. The Fire, as you alluded, Will, is just the opposite. Eric Garside will put it up probably at least 50 times today, if not more. He's got all the numbers you could ever imagine for this game, and I suspect he'll continue doing what's been successful for him.
In past years, he's surpassed that 50 pass attempt total each and every season that we've covered this ball game with Garside at the helm. And as you say, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he exceeds that. He might even try to match Carmelo Anthony's point total last night in the Garden of 62. So he's always wheeling and dealing, and the arm never seems to wear out.
No, it doesn't. And, you know, when you look at his numbers, it's almost like he's playing arena football out here. Quick releases to any one of 3-4 receivers in motion. They've got this thing down to a pretty good science, Will. And I suspect that he will continue to just pinpoint areas in the Hogs defense, particularly in the deep four. The biggest advantage, though, going into this game is that the law enforcement side has many more players on its roster. We'll wait and see what happens in the third and fourth quarters if that's a factor.
Well, we have premium weather conditions today. There will be no heavy heat factor, nor will there be any detrimental factors from cold or rain. So we're anticipating ideal conditions and what should materialize into an excellent crowd once we get closer to game time. So that's the setup here from Hornet Stadium for the 40th annual Pig Bowl and the 12th edition of the Guns and Hoses. Stay with us. We're going to be checking in with our colleague Scott Marsh. He'll have intermittent updates from the sideline and some key interviews, and we'll take a look at starting lineups and brace ourselves for the opening kickoff when we come back. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the sunshine-drenched Hornet Stadium on the campus of Cal State University, Sacramento, for the 40th annual Pig Bowl here in front of what should be an enlarging crowd minute by minute here as we get close to the opening kickoff. Let's take a look and see about the arrangements for the coin toss and who might receive our opening kickoff in today's ball game.
Gentlemen, welcome to Pig Bowl's 40th anniversary. I would like to take this time to thank you, each and every one of you, for protecting me, my family, my friends, and my country. Congratulations on being nominated captains for today's game. As such, we, the officials, expect your help. If we ask you to talk to one of your fellow players, please do so for us. Okay, visiting team, what's your... Heads. Heads. The visiting team is called heads. I will flip the coin. It is tails. You have won the toss.
We're going to defer.
Deferred. Policeman will defer. You want the ball, correct? Which way are you going to kick?
We're going to defend.
You're going to defend that ball? Okay. Put your backs there. Put your backs over here. The firemen will see at this end zone. Just have a good game, gentlemen.
The law enforcement will kick off. The twin deep receivers, number 16, John Nguyen, and Blake Cervantes. That's the deep tandem. And doing the booting for the law enforcement, Scott Brown, number 37. So we are set. Opening kickoff high but short, coming down, taking it about the 12-yard line. Cervantes, a good hole, and he weaves his way across the 35, and he's downed at about the 37. And that's where the Fire will open shop. Let's take a look at their starting lineup, led by veteran quarterback Eric Garside. Cervantes, the running back, and the quartet of receivers Garside will be going to Nguyen, Serena, Lavenda, and Brian Barthel, perhaps his favorite target. Interior line, Dietrich, McCarthy, Fucella, Ebert, and Brad Hudson. Here we go. First play from scrimmage. Double wideouts left and right. Single back as Garside will work out of the pistol. Turn and give. Cervantes has the carry. He's back to the line of scrimmage, perhaps a yard. Not much doing there. We'll take a look now at the defensive alignment in this group for the law enforcement, wearing their imposing black, the customary black trimmed in gold. Welcher, Morris, and Smith, the down three. Quartet of linebackers. We'll get back to that in just a moment. Gain of 1 on that carry by Cervantes, 2nd and 9. Garside upstairs has a man wide open, and he's got his first completion of the day.
Complete to number 40.
Enough for a first down. They move the stakes. And here's the rest of that law enforcement defensive alignment. The quartet of backers, Thorntona, Hensley, Rodriguez, and Lamont Providence. And the 4 deep secondary, Francis, Gunther, Daigle, and Quaet.
Greg Coet on the last tackle. Long time Big Bowl veteran.
48-yard line.
From the Fire 48, Garside hooks up on his first attempt as we see the motion in the backfield, and the flip's going to go to Nguyen. Nothing doing. The play is well defended by a pair of outstanding law enforcement defenders led by Lamont Providence.
Freddie Rodriguez, too, Will, coming up to stuff that play. Looked like he might turn it to the outside, but Rodriguez having none of it. Good play by the Hogs that
Also
time.
approximately 4 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down, 14 yards to go. Ball resting just inside of the 4.
Loss of 4.
4-yard line.
So Garside passing down, big rush, but he gets the pass off, and they just about get back to the line of scrimmage.
Garside's pass complete to number
But tremendous
20.
pass rush, heavy pressure on Garside that time. He gets the completion, but not much to show for it.
Well, the situation there, very simple, Will. They just dialed up a blitz. Greg Coet and Vincent Manawa coming in from the secondary, and Garside very fortunate to get that ball away.
3rd and 11 now. Big play for both squads here. The Fire trying to sustain here. The Law trying to take the football away and force a punt. Good protection this time, but Garside is flushed. And he's going to have to keep it. Throws on the run incomplete as he's outside the pocket. They're going to call it an incomplete pass, but it'll bring up 4th and 11 now.
No place really for Garside to go. Good outside pressure from the Hogs, and he simply had to unload the football.
Excellent secondary coverage there. All 4 of those receivers well covered on the play to force Garside to scramble and unload. Let's check in with our colleague Scott Marsh at field level. Scott?
All right, Will, thank you very much. And, of course, this is the 40th edition of this great game with a gentleman who's been here for all 40 games, Gino Chapman. You've seen a lot of football over the years, my friend.
Yes, I have. A lot of good ones and some bad ones.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen over 40 years. What are some of your best memories of this great classic?
You know, every game is a memory. And it doesn't matter who wins or loses on the field, charity wins.
Yeah, there's been so much money for charity.
I've said that all along.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things for charity today, but of course you do have the black jersey on today, so it matters a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, they voted me captain, and I don't know where they came up with that, but they did. They voted me captain, and I'm very proud of it.
You should be. At 40 years here, congratulations on that. Enjoy the game today.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, Will, back up to you.
Thank you, Scott. The 33-yard punt puts the football at the Law 21, and they run it on first down and get nothing out of it. The carry by Lance Martin. Good interior D by the Fire on first down there.
Will, as you recall, Lance Martin, a big game last year for the Hogs. 5'9", 250-pounder, very difficult to bring down.
There you see him at the tailback position, Blevins at the QB. The fullback today, Jared Thompson, with Price at the tight end. Hawk, Lewis, File, Walter, and Parsons, the interior line. Big hole off the left side. Martin again with the carry. He's shy of a first as he makes the 25, and it's going to bring up third and about 6.
Excellent hole opening block that time by the longtime offensive lineman Kevin File. File, 40 years old and longtime veteran of this game.
Grunke, Ransdell, and part of that down 3. There's your quartet of backers anchored by Rob Swanger in his final game in the Pig Bowl. And the 4 deep secondary, Nathan Richmond at the free safety position for that group. They run the football 3 straight downs, and they're going to be short by a couple, it looks like. And clock rolling at the 8-minute mark, still in the first period as we near the midway mark. They run right with Martin. Picks up a couple of blocks and crosses midfield and makes the Fire 48, but they're still going to be about 7 yards shy of a first down.
That was strong safety Milo Griffin coming in to apply the tackle to Martin.
Let's take another look at Martin as he follows his blocking well here.
Nice play at the end by Griffin to prevent any further advance. Will, one of the problems for the Fire this year is that Joe Hunter, their outstanding free safety, unable to play this year due to an injury. Hunter played collegiately at UCLA and had a short tenure with the 49ers back in the day.
Well, there's going to miss his services for sure. Timeout taken, but this might be a good spot to insert Doug Kelly's keys to the ball game because there are a number of them on both sides of vital concern.
Well, first, Will, for the Fire, they want to grab the momentum early, particularly having not as many players in uniform as the Hogs. So a big special teams play would really help them out considerably. And what they've been doing so far, Garside's had 4 different guys to look at. Give him time; he'll find one of them. And of course, substitute liberally because your smaller roster, you need to keep that fresh for the second half.
Well, on the flip side, law enforcement has their own set of key concerns, according to Doug Kelly.
Well, we talked about the run game, and Lance Martin so far has been pretty much the run game in total. But you can set up the deep ball if you keep pounding it and giving the quarterback time. Control the trenches. The winner will excel from the line of scrimmage. LOS. And it's guys, the blitzes from the linebackers and the secondary, which again they've done so far here in the early going. So I look a little bit like I know what I'm talking about, right?
Thus far, it's followed the pattern precisely, Mr. Kelly, and
the law enforcement coming up to the line here. They're ready to go, but we still need an official clarification here. Not certain of the reason for the stoppage, but the football parked at the Fire 48, and they need to make the 41 if they want to sustain here, unless, of course, if they go again on 4th down.
Wouldn't be surprised, Will, if they utilize 4th down a lot as needed because they feel they can pound the football at any time.
Back. Look left.
They're going to go for the hitch pass to the left side, and they've got Josh Smith, and he's going to be short. The play well contained on the near side by a quartet of Fire defenders, including Felipe Hernandez and safety Nathan Richmond. Bevins with a longer count this time. Backs are split behind him. Turn and give. He gives to the big back. Plenty of room. Down to the 5. Inside the 5. Thompson. A real load. He got outside and ran for 15 before anybody was near enough to touch him. And the Fire fortunate to drop him as he's pounded down at the 3-yard line. 24 yards on that carry. Here it is.
The play here, Will, was an excellent ball fake by Bevins initially. The Fire thinking that Lance Moore was going to get the football. Instead, it went to Jared Thompson, and he did the big damage.
Martin drilled just as he gets to the line of scrimmage. He may have gotten to the 1 or so, but a hard shot there. It was Milo Griffin on the previous play that prevented Thompson from going in for the TD. But if we can get another look at this one, we're going to see.
Ricky Redarde is the guy that makes the play. He was the last one to get up off the pile.
Well, he shivered his timbers on that. Here's a look.
Ooh. A lot of contact there, but Redarde, a good job keeping him out of the end zone for now.
2nd and goal from the 1. Back in the I formation, turn and give. Martin vaults, but gets stuffed and shoved back. No gain. Impressive.
Martin taking the upward motion, trying to leap the pile, but the Fire, having none of it, met him midway and shoved him back.
I really have to be impressed at this point in this Fire defense. Here's another look.
Just straight power running up the middle, but the Fire Department D-line making its presence felt with a crunching tackle there.
Anderson was part of that stop. Now 3rd and goal. They split the backs this time. Bevins keeps. He's going to roll and dances in. They had a shot at him at about the 4-yard line, but Tim Yee unable to make the grab, and Bevins is in. Touchdown Hogs. Law enforcement draws first blood.
Nice job by Tim Yee trying to keep him out, but just unable to do so as Bevins goes around the corner and into the end zone. The Hogs will attempt to put the 7th point of the game on the board. Scott Brown, the former Sac State kicker, do the honors.
Nice spot. Got it. Bullseye. At the 48-second mark, the Hogs strike pay dirt. Another look.
Just Yee unable to make the tackle. Too much arm tackling out there, Will.
Stay with us. Lots more to come from Hornet Stadium and the 40th Annual Pig Bowl. We'll be right back. Bevins and company line up, leading at 7-0 already. Here's a toss. Nice blocking as the carry goes to number 2, Lamont Providence.
If it seems like we've called Lamont Providence's name a lot here in the first half, it's because we have. He plays on both sides of the ball, linebacker defensively and running back, and a nice gain that time by Providence to set up a 1st and goal.
Let's take another look. These big backs have been murder, especially on these smaller DBs. So here they are from just outside the 5.
Gregory in at quarterback.
Power running near the goal line. Just shy at the 1.
Even inside the 1, Will, I tell you, the last carry was by Jared Thompson, and were it not for a last-ditch tackle, this game would have another score. But the the Law Hogs in no hurry to get it done.
Shane Gregory turn, keep, and step into the end zone for his second TD of the game. Touchdown, Hogs.
Nothing fancy about that. Send two guys up the middle and then fake to them and create a nice running lane for yourself. Shane Gregory, the veteran, knows what he's doing out there, and it pays off for the law enforcement Hogs.
Well, for a guy who's only been on the field a couple, 3 plays, he's got himself a pair of touchdowns.
Yeah, it's like a hockey player takes 2 shifts, scores 3 goals.
Scott Brown on for the PAT, spotted nice, booted, and it's another bullseye at the 6:09 of the second. The Law hits pay dirt again, and Shane Gregory has an encore performance. It couldn't look easier than this. Touchdown, Law. We'll be right back.
Or utilize left. The timeout, whatever is best for you. Unfortunately, the Fire Dogs have no timeouts remaining, so that option is off the table.
Garside looks left, looks right. Throws for the sideline, incomplete.
Well, the intent was there, but the execution was not. Barthel unable to make that catch. Normally, that's a grab he's going to make. So now, with just 6 seconds left, you put it up. I'll tell you, something I'd consider here, and since it's the Fire Dogs, the old hook and ladder.
Hook and ladder. And with all this inefficiency in the passing game, I'm kind of surprised we haven't even seen a pass interference yet, because the half cannot end on a defensive play like that. So let's see. Garside escapes the rush, throws the big ball, broken up, intended for Lavenda, and that will conclude the first half of play. A stellar effort by the law enforcement defense. They managed to get field position and make 2 short drives for Shane Gregory touchdowns and lead it 14-0. Probably what you could call a near textbook performance by this Law defense.
They're playing very, very well, particularly the deep 7, and let's not forget the rush that Eric Garside has seen all game. He's had guys in his face throughout the first half, and excellent performance by the Hogs, and I'm sure that the Dogs will make some offensive and defensive adjustments when we come back for the second half.
Well, let's turn our attention down to the great one himself, Scott Marsh. He has something special for us. Scott?
All right, Will, thanks. Here with Coach Morris on the police side, and obviously a well-played first half for your side. Offensively, the ground and pound, pretty effective.
Very well. Guys are really, blocking very well. Backs are running hard. Very pleased with the first half.
Sure, and defense obviously pitching the goose egg right now. You got to feel good about what you're doing, especially preventing the long ball.
Yeah, those guys are just outstanding on defense. I think, it's carryover from the second half of last year's game. It's kind of weird because it's like a 1-game season in these games, but, the message is going to be at halftime. Make sure they understand that the only time it matters to lead is at the end of the game.
That is true. It's a 4-quarter game, but you got to feel right at home. Of course, this is how you play at Rio Linda as well. I mean, same offense execute. I could see Scatabo back there running the ball.
Yes, it is the same exact offense. In fact, every play is exactly called the same.
Well, why change if it's working? Good luck, Coach, and get them ready for the second half.
Thank you very much.
All right, back up to you guys.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Yes, that Rio Linda juggernaut was something special this year, and under Mike Morris's guidance here, he's brought that to the law enforcement, and it has shown very well today, Mr. Kelly.
Well, that it has. But I will say one thing, Mr. James. If we keep referring to Mr. Marsh as the great one, that's going to be a problem for me next season with UC Davis football.
Well, we don't want to create any problems. It just stems from that old expression, Great Scott. Stay with us. Lots more to come from Hornet Stadium and the 40th Annual Pig Bowl here on Access Sacramento's special matinee live performance. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Time score, Police leading the Fire 14-0. I'm joined now by the Vice Mayor of Elk Grove, Jim Cooper. And Jim, of course, you have long ties to this game, and we know where your allegiances lie, but it's just great to be out here today. What a beautiful day.
Absolutely. Great crowd, great weather, great football. And the bottom line, supports a great charities throughout the Sacramento region.
It does. Can you talk about the charity aspect just a little bit more and who benefits?
A lot of it's geared towards children. So Win Youth Services, homeless teens, Big Brothers Big Sisters, the Firefighters Burns Institute, Feet for Autistic Children, and the Law Enforcement Chaplaincy. So a wide variety of charities.
That's awesome. Now talk about your role over the years in this game.
Well, I was a player for 10 years for the Sheriff's Department, and I've been game director for about 10 years now. So for quite a bit.
And of course, this game used to be the sheriffs versus the police, and then,
yes,
of course, now it's the, law enforcement versus the fire. So how does that change the dynamic of everything?
Whenever you're playing against that guy across the line from you, you find a way to dislike him. So first it was Sacramento Police Department, and now it's firefighters. So it's a good, fun rivalry.
Yeah, and if people don't understand, we're down here on the field. I mean, the hitting is pretty hot, heavy.
It is. It's a young man's game, and that's why I'm on the sideline.
All right, what do you expect in the second half here?
More law enforcement dominance. The firefighters sit around the fire station too long in their lounge chairs, and we're in much better shape and condition.
All right, Jim, thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
All right, again, it's 14-0 right now with the law enforcement leading over the Fire right here from Sacramento State on Access Sacramento, Channel 17. More after this.
There goes Benny. Cheer him on, everybody. Get that bad guy, Benny. All right.
I think I'm next, Scott.
All right, let's bring in the coach from the Fire now. He's got to get over and get ready for the second half. Sorry to keep you so long. Let's just get some thoughts there. Obviously down 14-0, getting ready for the second half. What did you tell your team in the locker room?
Well, we got fantastic athletes and we got great coaches. They're just in there cleaning up some of the things that we're doing wrong, trying to settle the guys down. I don't think anything that we're doing out there is detrimental. Once we clean it up, I think we'll be fine. And I told them, hey, look, over the years, it's traditionally us ahead at halftime, and they sneak back and beat us. So maybe the fact that we're down, we can sneak back and beat them in the second half. So
turnabout's fair play right now. Specifically, what do you do to get Garside going? It was a tough first half for him.
Well, he's a self-starter, so as you saw, probably near the end of the second quarter, he started to get it all together on his own. And I think he's fine. He's a tough kid mentally, physically. He's a competitor, and what he does is he gets within himself, figures it out, and I think we started to see that near the end, so I think he'll be fine.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
All right, now let's go back up to the booth. Will and Doug. And Doug, by the way, you listen to Will when he comes down to Scott on the sidelines, all right?
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. Yes, indeed. I'm quite sure Doug will have to be compelled to listen to each and every syllable from the sideline area.
Always do. Have never missed a syllable in 7 years of working with the great one, Scott Marsh, on UC Davis football.
I have to be so impressed with the optimism shown by Fire head coach Rich Kleefeld. He didn't look a bit concerned, and he projected as though everything had been worked out and that we would indeed see a tale of two different halves.
Well, it's from the Fire standpoint, certainly hope so. They're down 14-0. Of course, Rich is a good coach. He'll find something.
Well, let's take a look at the first half stats by the numbers, and indicative of the score, reflective of the score. The Fire rushing for 9 and totaling 93 in the opening 30 minutes. And quite frankly, the Hogs not that overwhelmingly impressive with their grand total of 119, but they inherited some excellent field position because of their stellar defense. As a result, short drives, and they were able to have a couple of Shane Gregory deep in the red zone touchdown runs to put them on top.
That's been the key to this game, is field position. Penalties, total of 9, 5 for the Fire Dogs, 4 for the Hogs. But the story of the first half, Will, has really been the outstanding short field position that the Hogs inherited. Now, true, they made some plays on their own, but when you're starting from the 15-yard line, it's tough on your defense. So they're going to have to clean that up on the Fire side. Rich Kleefeld He's a captain and paramedic at the South Placer Fire Department, longtime high school coach in this area. I'm sure it was a very reasoned, well thought out discussion in the Fire's locker room at the half. As you said, he doesn't appear to have a care in the world, thinks they can execute a second half comeback, and they can. However, got to take the ball away from Law. They won the toss and elected to defer, so they will get the ball to start this second half.
As we saw the first half stats, though there were a total of 9 penalties in that opening half, 0 turnovers. Neither team coughing up the football or surrendering the ball. So in that aspect, a very clean half. Let's see if it remains the same here in the second half. Onside kick by the Fire, a wild scramble, and the Fire has come up with it. Wow! A daring gamble by head coach Rich Kleefeld, and it pays off in a big way for the Fire.
He stole that page right out of Sean Payton's book in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, the New Orleans Saints trying the onside kick, and this time it is successful for the Fire Department, and what a great way to open the third period. Momentum switching right now to the gentlemen in the red suits.
Garside trying to, there's a bad snap. He's down to get it, rushed hard. He's going to get away though. Looking, firing for the end zone. Broken up. Wow. 3 defenders in the end zone. The ball was deflected forward and there was a Fire receiver there, but unable to get to it. 4th and goal.
Well, the guy that makes this play for the Hogs is number 43, Duke Lewis. Garside flush, throws at the last second, and Lewis, the veteran campaigner, breaks it up. Duke Lewis in the news a couple of years ago for a shooting incident downtown.
Roll the dice, Eric Garside, 4th and goal. He gets flushed out again, looking, throws for the end zone, incomplete, going for Cervantes. Coverage on the play. Well done there, number 31, in the right place at the right time for the Law, Jake Hensley.
Hensley did all he could do, and it was just enough in the end zone to prevent a Fire touchdown. So all sorts of different heroes for the Hog defense right now, coming up with big play after big play, and the law enforcement takes over at its own 8-yard line. So a opportunity missed for the Fire.
They were bending but not breaking from the 8. They try to run the football for some daylight and get to the 10 for a gain of 2. Tough break for the Fire as they recovered the onside kick, drove the field deep into the red zone. But again, as Mike Morris complimented his players on being excellent athletes, that secondary coverage, especially in the short end zone area, again came up big. A key 3rd down play here, primarily for the Fire. If they can hold and force a pooch punt or something, then they can still remain in this ball game. 3rd and 13. Short drop over the middle, incomplete, and that will indeed bring up the 4th and 13. So don't know about field goal range here, but the Fire doing a nice job of shutting down that drive.
I think they're going to go for it. Here comes Gregory onto the field. Bevan's now 3 of 12 for just 3 yards. Gregory coming into the game. And they're at this point in the football game and the location on the field, Will, where you might as well give it a shot. You're too far out for a field goal. And if you turn it over, well, you turn it over. But you got to give it a go.
Well, actually, they got Bevan still in there with Thompson, the sole back, and they throw over the middle. Complete. Touchdown, Law on an uncovered receiver.
That was Gregory. That was Shane Gregory. 3rd touchdown of the day.
From 33 yards out, Bevans throws his most accurate pass of the afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think we got a pretty good handle on who our most valuable player is going to be if this contest goes as it is right now. Scott Brown attempting to add the 21st point of the game. Great play by Gregory to get open and then just saunter into the end zone.
On target for the third time this afternoon, Scott Brown pushes the Guns lead to 21-0 here late in the quarter, and as we go to break, we'll show you the touchdown.
Still third in a bundle, however.
Triple wide receivers to the left for the Fire. They need to make things happen in a hurry. Far side out of the pocket, in trouble. Throws a comeback route. It's a catch. Not a first down, but the gain is going to be to the Law 45 or so. Nguyen and Randall both in the area for the Fire.
Dump off pass from Garside. Garside with nowhere to go, pinned to the near sideline, finds Wynn, picks up a little more yardage, but still well short of the first down. Now we'll see what the decision is on the Fire side. Are they going to try it on fourth down, or are they going to punt it away? They need 9 yards.
Well, they're going to talk it over. It's a timeout taken here.
Third quarter, we find the score. Law enforcement team 21, Fire team 0.
We've played 3 quarters, and we're going to show you some behind-the-scenes activity of the Pig Bowl in this quarter break.
Jeremiah with California Family Fitness, just handing out some guest passes, talking about fitness, got some goodies for the kids, having a good time out here. I'm just looking for a good game. Just looking for a good game, yeah. I know people on both sides, so I'm gonna stay mutual. Totally bringing a smile to everybody's face.
Guns is more action. Poses. Guns. 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 Poses. Guns. Poses. Guns. Fire department! Woo!
He's in disguise. Yeah. He's trying to find out what the cops are doing so he can go report to them.
Oh, double agent.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
My spy here.
All right, nice. Oh, let's go! Razorbacks, let's go! G-O, let's go! Razorbacks, let's go! Again! G-O, let's go! Razorbacks, let's go! Last time! G-O, let's go! Razorbacks, let's go!
We open fourth quarter action here. The Fire under the gun. Garside and company need to make the law enforcement 36 for their next first down. So far, they've been blanked. Over the middle, a sliding try, but incomplete. Law enforcement has been laying down the law all afternoon here at Hornet Stadium in the 40th annual Pig Bowl and the 12th edition of Guns and Hoses. Right now, the Hogs are at the Fire 5 with just over 9 minutes remaining in the ball game. Full house backfield, power plus at the goal line. Touchdown Hogs on a blast. Jared Thompson.
Jared Thompson just taking the handoff, bowling it right into the end zone. That was about as easy as it comes.
And I love this formation. They had 3 across in the back. I think this is the first time today we saw the full house, and it worked great.
Now the law enforcement right now is high on the hog because they've put this one at 27, soon to be presumably 28-0 with just 9 minutes left. So a dominating ground performance by the Hogs here this afternoon.
Laying on for the PAT, and It's in the middle at 9-12, early fourth. The Law strikes again, and here's how they did it.
Third rushing touchdown of the day for the Hogs. First one by Thompson. And that'll do it. We'll stand down after this one. Hogs in control, 28-0.
The longest drive of the day, 60 yards, 9 plays, and 5:43 as the Law strikes again to lead it now 28-0, and they've scored in every quarter.
Very balanced for the Hogs.
Nice run back, outside, could go the distance. Goodbye, baby. Wow! On the ensuing kickoff, the Fire.
89 yards, Will. 89 on the run back for John Wynn. Found a seam on the outside and just took it to the house. So the Hogs score and the Dogs respond.
Well, there goes a shutout.
Without having been able to do it from scrimmage, they make the big play on special teams. And I'm sure fire another salvo.
Greg Ertl on to attempt the extra point.
I wonder if he's related to Rusty Ertl of the El Camino Eagles from the 1960s. Okay, Scott Marsh has a special guest.
All right, Will, thank you. Down here with Greg Coet. And Greg, first of all, especially with the game kind of already decided now with that late interception, the last thing anybody wants to see is any late injuries in this game.
No doubt. And when it was 28-zip, I sort of put my hat on and said, I'm done, let these young kids play. And then they got one on us, so it makes me nervous. But hopefully we can just run this out and everybody stays healthy and we enjoy the after party, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Now, of course, you've had a lot of great memories on this field, not only playing in the Guns and Hoses game, but playing back here with the Sacramento Surge. I know you know a guy who's a part of our broadcast, Doug Kelly,
yes,
a little bit as well.
Yeah, and I miss Doug. I get to see him once a year now, and it's usually this game. But
you don't really mean that. Nobody misses Doug. Come on.
I know. He's a Bruin, so I just fake it every once in a while.
Yeah.
But Doug knows that this stadium's changed completely, and it's obviously a different game nowadays, but it's still fun to get out here.
Yeah, now you play with a lot of younger guys now. You've been in this for a long time. What's it like trying to keep up with the young guys?
I tell you what, I've been playing so long, they've changed the rules. Like, I can't hit with my head. I can't tackle. This guy can't hit this guy. I'm like, there's too many rules for me.
Is it even football anymore?
No, I don't think so. It's hard for me to watch.
All right, Greg, everybody wants to know, is this the last game we've seen you play in?
You know what? I'm not going to bring pads next year. I'm not going to be part of the committee or anything. I'm sort of turning it over to the younger kids, and I'll be happy that we end this like we do today. So I know Doug's going to say I say it all the time, but this is done. I'm 49 years old, and I'm ready to be out in the parking lot and supporting those guys.
Well, it's been an awesome run. We've enjoyed watching you play, and thanks for the memories.
Thanks, you guys. We love you guys and taking care of us out here.
All right, take care, Greg. All right, very special guy, Greg Coet. Back up to you guys.
Oh, thank you, Scott. Let's underscore special, and certainly Doug Kelly up here was chiming in with some emotional expressions here, and boy, for a 49-year-old football player to still be going hard here in this day and age is quite a testimony.
It certainly is, and Greg is a good guy, and we do need to see each other more frequently than we do. He played for us with the Surge and been a good friend over the years, and just a really, really good guy and a good representative of what this game is all about. 14 seconds separating the Hogs from a 28-7 decision.
Think of it this way, no touchdowns from scrimmage, and Garside got shut out. That is a major statement.
That's not only a major statement, that's very good defense.
Cervantes has the swing, and he's going to get outside with a good downfield block and blasted hard at the 25. And clock stops at the 5-second mark. Perhaps he did step out of bounds there, so it looks like Garside and company will get one more shot at it, as the Law is going to have quite an after-game party, I'm quite sure.
They do know how to do that well. Part of my journalistic research has forced me to check out some of the activities.
Oh, and we know you're quite a researcher. Garside, last play of the game, probably. Scrambles, throws on the run, over Wynn's head, and that is game. The Law prevails by a final count of 28-7, leading from wire to wire in a ball game that really wasn't conclusive in terms of the outcome until late in the game. But as Doug Kelly said, a magnificent, stellar defensive effort by the Law is the bottom line in today's game. And then on offense, major contributions by a handful of prominent players, particularly the running game with Martin and Thompson, really doing the heaviest damage on offense for the Law.
No question there. And of course, Shane Gregory in what amounts to a little more than a cameo appearance, 3 touchdowns on the day. I'm not sure I've ever seen a game where one person has scored 3 touchdowns and probably was only in for maybe 10 snaps total. Good for him, and a nice day for both sides. And like we've said throughout the broadcast, the real winner here today are the charities that this game has supported so well over the last 40 years.
And what we see here, perhaps the most exemplary vision in today's ball game, the sportsmanship and camaraderie between these two forces of public servants here, the Law and the firefighters. These players, though love not quite lost among them, still have mutual respect and high regard in a competitive spirit. And they exchange their greetings here at the conclusion of today's game, the 40th annual Pig Bowl here from Hornet Stadium at Cal State University, Sacramento. Well, we have lots in store in the post-game segment. We'll have some award presentations and single out some individual stars in today's contest, and be back to introduce you to those elements upon our return. Stay with us. The verdict is in, and the decision is final this afternoon in Access Sacramento's special matinee presentation of the 40th annual Pig Bowl here from Hornet Stadium on the campus of California State University, Sacramento. From beginning to end, it was all about the hogs, the guns, the law enforcement, spreading out 4 scoring efforts and a defense that holds the usually potent Fire offense at bay for the entire afternoon. And as a result, a 28-7 victory for law enforcement today on a beautiful afternoon in front of a raucous crowd as well. Let's bounce down to Scott Marsh again, and he is standing by with a special guest. Scott?
All right, well, thank you. We're going to get the players of the game, but first we wanted to sneak in our Sheriff Scott Jones. And you've got the retro jacket going. I like that.
From the year that I played, it was early 90s, but it was, yeah, I tried to wear the jersey. That didn't quite work out so well, but the jacket still at least purported to fit. So
now, of course, the big thing is, did you guys win that year?
We did win that year. I can't claim responsibility for the victory, but certainly, yeah, it was a good year, just like today.
Well, you got to be proud of the group today.
Phenomenally proud. I mean, they work hard. It's for a great cause, but they have as much passion doing this as they do for their jobs every day. So it's just it's great to be a part of it.
It's great to be a part of this. Everything they do for the community. Such an awesome day, and of course, raising so much money for charity.
Right.
And of course, having the great day. You said you were just back in Washington Washington, D.C., where the weather is a little different.
I was in the teens all week, so this is a little almost too hot for me. I'm not used to it. So, yeah, this is wonderful weather, wonderful day, and a perfect outcome.
All right, let's get the players of the game on. What do you say?
Sounds great. They're the ones that did all the heavy lifting.
Absolutely. All right, thanks for the time, Scott. All right, we're going to bring the players out here. Let's see who we got here, Will. We're going to go up to you, Will, first. We'll get it taken care of, okay? We'll go back down in a moment.
All right, Scott. Yes, indeed. Players of the game, that's an essential. And as Doug Kelly had alluded earlier, several candidates were worthy of those honors, but I think we have some of the best ones selected here, and let's go ahead and divulge their identities. Our players of the game, the most outstanding offensive player today, hard-running Lance Martin for the Law. Defense, I think you have a special connection there, Mr. Kelly.
Well, when you look at what Greg Coet did, not only in this game, but in all the games in which he has played, he has been an exemplary representative of law enforcement in our area, and very proud to say that he is the most outstanding defensive player.
And Shane Gregory, our most valuable player. Back to Scott Marsh.
All right, Will, thanks. You mentioned the players of the game. Let's first go to our offensive player of the game, Lance Martin. And, Lance, you guys just crushed it on the ground today. 211 yards as a team. I know that was the game plan. You guys executed it today.
Yeah, it was a great day today, and I'm just happy we won today. It's the 40th, and we wanted to leave a mark on the field today, and running the ball was one of our things we wanted to come in and do today.
Yeah, you left your mark, and you got oh so close to scoring yourself a couple of occasions right down to the 1 yard line. You weren't able to get in, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. You know, they were stacking the box. I mean, I got in. I tried, but it's okay.
Well, I got to say, I love the one play where you tried to leap over the pile. Now, you're a big guy. Maybe not the most vertical leap, possibly, but certainly it was a fun attempt anyways.
Oh, yeah, I tried. I was just trying to do whatever it takes to get in the end zone to win for the team.
I'd say so. Kind of a Jerome Bettis type player, I would say, huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm like a big bowling ball.
You are a big bowling ball. Nice job today. All right, Greg, we just spoke to you. I could have saved you till later on, but I didn't know you were getting the defensive player of the game.
I don't know what it's charity, but I'll take it.
Hey, you know what? Take it when you can get it.
Yes,
so,
sir. Yes,
but talk about the defense, because you guys did a tremendous job. I mean, limiting them to 7 points. They've got a really good quarterback, and you guys did a nice job today.
Yeah, you know what? Garside is so mobile, and in the past, he's just run the ball around and then hit receivers. So we just came in and tried. We had really good corners this year, and we shut down their receivers. And I think a couple of their guys that usually show up were hurt, so everything sort of panned out in our direction, which is awesome. But how about Lance? Thank God Lance missed a bunch of practices, because hitting him is like hitting Jerome Bettis. And I told him right a minute ago, I go, thank God you missed those, because I would have been dead tired of hitting you, and I'm sure that's what happened with Fire today.
Yeah, you guys wouldn't have had anybody left to play today if you'd had to go against him in practice all the time. And what was great is, I mean, the only touchdown for them came on that special teams play when they were trying to get the game close. Big interception.
Yes, sir. And you know what? For our defense, I guarantee that locker room is going to be a lot of fun right now, because it basically was a shutout for us, and that's what that was our game plan. So they can't score, they can't win. So
that sounds like it's my cue to let you get back in there.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, great. Congratulations. All right, back up to you, Will. Or actually, we'll just go to our player of the game. Why don't we do that right now? Shane, I said we've become friends. Now I feel like we are friends. And third time we talked today, but of course the 3 touchdowns and great effort. You guys got to feel really good.
Yeah, we feel great. It was the whole day. The team, defense and offense, played outstanding. Our defense really stepped it up today against a very athletic quarterback, and they did a great job. And our offensive line today, I can't even tell you how proud I am of those guys. They played a great game.
Yeah, they were awesome indeed. And obviously the big thing here is it's a win for everybody, because all the charities that benefit and just all the people that get to come out and really celebrate today, right?
It is. That's the most important thing. We do this for the charities, and we do this for our community. And we work hard every day, but we want to give back to them too, and show them how much we appreciate them.
You guys did that, but of course bragging rights are a little important too, aren't they?
Oh, they're always important. Bragging rights are always important.
Congratulations, great game, and you deserved the player of the game.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, you got it.
Thank you.
All right, Will, Doug, back up to you for one last time.
Thank you, Scott. Yes, certainly some gratified players who brought everything and put it on the table this afternoon in this 40th annual Pig Bowl here at Hornet Stadium, and the rivalry continues.
Certainly does, and I think we've got the 3 guys who definitely acquitted themselves well here in the 40th annual Pig Bowl Guns and Hoses game. A hard-fought, but well-deserved win for the law enforcement Hogs. They take it 28-7, and now the players on both sides will Monday morning go back to their real jobs, and that is providing the fire services and the law enforcement protection that takes care of all of us. So a great afternoon, Will. Certainly enjoyed being with you again, and look forward to many more games like this one.
Oh, it was a pleasure working with you again, Doug Kelly, and these teams again will square off a year from now and bring back their best effort again. So that's the way it wraps up here today at Hornet Stadium on the campus of California State University, Sacramento, in the 40th annual Pig Bowl and the 12th edition of Guns and Hoses, as the law enforcement wins it by a count of 28-7 over the firefighters. For Doug Kelly, Scott Marsh, Game Director Ronicia Harris, Executive Statistician Gary Martin, and the entire Access Sacramento sports crew, I'm Will James. We thank you so much for joining us and look forward to the next time we may cross your path. So long, everyone.